Yeah. Yeah, good evening all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not?
Yes, your voice is clear. Screen also visible.
Thank you. So today I'll be just entering into the technicals of this Python data types and variables. Every organization use case has got data and operations. Every organization use case has got data and operations. Data represented using data types or variables. Every organization use case has got data and operations. Data represented using data types and variables. Data represented using data types and or variables. Operations represented using operations represented, right? Operations represented using functions. So data represented using data types or variables, operations represented using functions. So data types or variables. For example, if you take any organization like a bank, take the example of a bank, right? Bank consists of customers and employees. Like what is the data? Data represented using data types means data like customer name, customer account number, balance, right? And operations, what are the various operations? Operations represented using functions.
Withdrawing money, depositing money.
Yes, operations means yes, deposit operation, withdraw operations, transfer operations, right? That functions that we'll be discussing later. Now we'll be discussing about data types or variables. If you observe, as compared with other programming language, Python supports dynamic data types. C or C++ or Java as compared with Python. Python supports dynamic data types. C or C++ or Java combined with Python, Python supports dynamic data types. Existence y equal to 4.5, z equal to hello. If you want to define a variable in other programming language, compulsory this data type index. Here we need to say float y, string z, right? Index float y, string z. Without this data type defining, this variable is going to be created in other programmings. In Python, directly we can say x has 10, y has 4.5. Z has hello, HELLO, right? Yes. X has 10, Y has 4.5, Z has. So what you are, as say here, what kind of variable? So what type of variable x is means integer based on the data type defining it is in. What type of variable y is means float. What type variable is z is means string. Means based on the data type defining, you are saying the kind of variable it is. But what kind of variable x is here in Python? What value you are assigning to it? Based on the value assigned, the variable created dynamically. 4.5, what value you are assigning, right? What value you are assigning? Based on the value assigned, the variables are created dynamically. If you are assigning an integer value, integer variable. If you are assigning a float variable, float. If you are assigning a string variable, string, right? Based on the value assigned, right? Yes. Okay. So here there is a function in Python type of x is what type? Integer. Why it is integer? Because type of x is integer because you assigned the integer value to x. Type of y is what? Float type because you assigned a float value. Type of z is what type? String type. Why it is string? Because you assigned a string value to it. Based upon the value assigned, right? What type of variable you are assigning? Integer or float or string. Based on the value assigned, the variables x, y, and z are created dynamically. That's why we say dynamic data types. Now I'm going to discuss 4 cases for understanding this data type defining and variables, right? Case 1. X equal to 10. Whenever I say x equal to 10, what happens internally? One object gets created with value 10 with some address. The address given to x. The address given to x. Okay. Print x. Prints the content. So what x is storing? What x is storing? Don't say x is storing. Don't say like x is storing 10. X stores the address. X stores what? The address, right? Uh, Whenever I say print x, it goes to this address and prints the content at this address. Print x goes to this address and prints whatever content present at that address. Prints the content at that address. Prints the content at that address. What is the content? 10. Print address of x. Prints the address of x. One 03070. Type of x. There is integer type. So how to print the content? Print x. Printing the address, there is one function ID of x, prints the address of x. Type of X means prints the data type of X. What value you have assigned to X, like integer value, right? Int. Its address and its type. That is case 1. Case 2. Now everyone try to respond. You can unmute yourself and try to give your responses, or you can type in short panel. X is 10, Y is 20. How many objects are created?
2 objects, sir.
2 objects will be created. One for 10, one for 20. 10 is going to occupy some address, 20 occupies some address. The address is written to X. This address is written to Y. This is fine. Now, print X. What is the X value?
10.
10.
10. If I want to print the address, ID of X.
Integer.
ID.
103070.
Here I have taken some random address, but where exactly it is stored, that address will be given. Type of X. Type of X is what type?
Integer.
Integer.
Print Y.
Integer. Integer.
20.
20.
Address of Y.
104080.
104080. Yes. Print Y, address of Y, right? Yes. Print type of Y. Is my Y type of Y is what? Integer type. Yes. Is my voice clear to all?
Yes.
No, sir, it's little break.
Is it breaking for all?
Yes.
No, sir, it is fine for me, but while somebody is unmuting themselves, that time the disturbance is coming.
Okay, fine. So if you got any background noise, you can give your response through chat panel, right? You can type your response in the chat. Okay, now 2 different variables with 2 different values, then 2 different objects with 2 different addresses.
Buffering, sir.
Now, case 3. This is case 2. X equal to 10, Y equal to 10. How many objects will be created here? Everyone. Yes.
2.
2 object with different value.
Observe carefully here, only one object gets created with only one address, the address given to X. Before creating object for Y, it checks any object
X.
with value 10 is already available. If already available, the same address will be taken by Y. For X equal to 10, Y equal to 10, Z equal to 10, don't think 3 objects with value 10 is created. Only one object, its address is given to X, its address is given to Y, its address is given to Z. So X, Y, and Z, they are sharing the same content 10. They are sharing the same address, right? So I can say like print X. Print X, print Y, and print Z. What is that value? 10.
10.
print address of X, address of Y, address of Z. 103070. Type of X, type of Y, type of Z. Integer type. Print X, print Y, print Z. What is it? 10. Address of X, address of Y, address of Z. Type of X, type of Y, type of Z is what? Int type. Print X, print, okay. Address of X, address of Y, address of type of X, type of Y, and type of Z. Okay, X is 10, Y is 10, Z is 10. Only one object, right? One address. Now observe this case 4. I'll show you all these cases practically, right? Case 4. Observe this case 4. X value is 10 and not Y. I'm saying X is 20. X is 10, X is 20. X equal to 20, one more object gets created with value 20 with some address. Now what is X value? If I say print X, what is the X value it prints?
20.
Whether it prints 10 or 20 or it prints both. What is your answer? Yes. It always prints the latest value, right?
Yes.
It always prints the latest value 20. Address of X also, right? Print the address of X 104080. Type of X. Type of X is what type? Int type.
Integer.
So what happens to the previous object? Can I print the value of this? Even if a second time again, if I say print X 20.
Your voice is not audible. Like it's... Hello.
Yes, sir. We lost you in between.
So always it is going to print 20 only, right? What happens to this previous object? What happens to this previous object? Is there any chance of printing its value? If I print it 10 times, 10 times prints 20 only, right? Is there any chance of printing this object at 10?
No. No.
Sir, didn't understand your question.
What is it?
Actually, I didn't understand your question.
If you are saying print X, it always printing 20, right?
Yes, sir. It will overwrite on 10.
So what happens to this previous object? It won't override. What happens to this previous object at 10? Whether can we be able to print it, or whether it gets removed, or whether it gets overwritten?
It's overwritten.
It's
The
removed.
garbage collector will remove that.
It's removed, sir.
What is it?
It's
Garbage.
removed.
Garbage.
Removed.
So yes. So, okay, to know what happens to the previous object to 10, right? So there is a small concept that you need to understand, right? Garbage collector. It's too early to discuss that, but just I'll give overview on it as of now. Later we discuss in brief with multiple examples in regular concepts. Fine. Garbage collector. What is garbage collector? And what happens internally, right? In this garbage collector garbage collector removes unused or unreferred objects.
Hello. Voice is it's breaking. You are.
Is it breaking for all?
Yes.
No, sir.
No, no, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You are getting a voice breaks in the middle.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Not for me, sir.
Not for me too.
Yes. So what is garbage collector means? Removes unused or unreferred objects. Removes unused or unreferred objects from the memory. Observe. From the memory. Yes. What do you mean by unused or what do you mean by unreferred objects? What do you mean by unused or unreferred objects means objects whose reference count. Objects whose reference count. Object whose reference count becomes 0. Objects whose reference count becomes 0. Those objects we call as unused or unreferred objects. Objects whose reference count becomes 0, then immediately these objects gets removed. These objects gets removed. Objects whose reference count becomes 0, then immediately these objects gets removed by the garbage collector. Objects whose reference count becomes 0, then immediately these objects gets removed by the garbage collector. These objects gets. You may ask, what do you mean by reference count and how it becomes 0? I'm saying that objects whose reference count becomes 0, those objects will be removed by the garbage collector automatically.
I mean,
Yes.
when the address won't be there, there is no address.
So what do you mean by reference count means? And how, what is that reference count becoming 0? Reference count means number of variables pointing to an object. Number of variables pointing to an object. Use reference count, or another way of defining number of variables storing address of a object. Number of variables storing address of number of variables pointing to an object, number of variable storing address of a object. we give the reference count. Now, to make you understand, right, about this garbage collector reference count and how it becomes 0. Now try to say what is the reference count of this object at 10? What is the reference count? How many variables are pointing to this object? Yes,
3.
3. Or how many variables storing the address of this variable? 3. Okay, that's fine. Reference count 3 means garbage collector cannot remove it. When a object becomes unused or unreferred, whenever its reference count is 0.
0.
Now slowly I'll modify the y value. Y value is modified to 20. When y value modified to 20 means a new object got created with 20 with some address. That address is taken by y. Now y is pointed to new object. Y is made to point to the new object. Y is not pointing to this. Previously y was pointing to this. Now y is made to point to the new object. What is the reference count of this object? 10? Yes. Now what is the reference
2.
count?
2, sir.
Only x and z are pointing, right? Y is not pointing. Slowly I modified the z value also to 30. Now the reference, now 30, a new object created with some different address. The address is given to z. Now z is made to point to the new object. Z is not pointing to this. Z is not pointing to this. What is the reference count of this object? 10?
1.
1. Only x is pointing. Previously 3 were pointing, reference count was 3. Now only one variable is pointing, reference count is 1. Now slowly yes, I will modify the x value also to 50. Slowly I am modifying the x value also to 50, right? Now an object created with some address 107090. The address is given to x. Now x is pointing to the x is made to point to the new object. X is not pointing to this. What is the reference count of this object?
1070.
What is the reference count?
0.
0, right? What
Yes,
is the
sir.
reference count? 0. Now none of the variable is pointing to this object at 10. Previously 3 variables were pointing. Those 3 variables are pointing to the 3 new objects now. No variable is pointing. Unreferred object, unused object, reference count to 0. Immediately garbage collector removes this object from the memory. Understood? What is garbage collector? What is the reference count? How reference count becoming 0? When garbage collector removes the object? Yes, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, do we have finalized concept here in Python like Java?
No.
Okay.
So here, coming back based on this understanding, right? Go back to case 4 and try to understand this. Forget about x equal to 20 for a while. About x equal to 10. What is the reference count of this object? 10. What is the reference count?
1, sir.
0.
Reference count. How many variables pointing this object? 10.
0. 0.
1.
One.
One variable x is pointing to the top in 10, right?
Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
Reference count is what? 1. One variable x is pointing, but slowly I said x equal to 20. X value modified to 20. Now x is made to point to this. Now x is not pointing to this. X is not pointing to this. reference count of this is now X is pointed to the new object to 20. Now X is not
Zero.
pointed to 20. Reference count becomes,
1.
reference count becomes,
No, anyways, X is pointing to 20, right?
reference count of this object 10 is what?
Okay, 0.
0. So whenever this reference count becoming 0, this object is going to get removed. The object is going to get removed by the garbage collector. Now, I was asking you a query, right? What happens to the previous object? What is your answer?
Can be removed by the garbage collector.
So that object is removed by the garbage. It is not overridden. Right? Understood this things 4 cases, right? Yes, understood these 4 cases, everyone. Any queries in this?
So what's the difference between garbage collector and overridden?
What is the difference between
Garbage collector and overridden.
garbage collector and
Overriding. Overridden.
overriding? Overriding means for example, here in Python, right? The same concept is applied. The object is going to get removed. The object is going to get removed and a new object creates every time X equal to 30. New object gets created, the previous one gets removed. There is no concept of overriding here. Method overriding is there, but normal overriding we won't see here in Python.
Okay, got it.
Every time X equal to 30, a new object creates. X equal to 40, a new object gets created.
Okay, sir.
So keeps and the previous one gets removed. Okay. Next. I'll show all these 4 cases practically now. Right. Check this. So whenever we install Python, I said we can just type IDLE here. IDLE. You can see this IDLE Python 3.11. Shell Python shell gets opened. In this file, again, here you won't see the run option here. If you say file, new file, then only you will see the run option. Right? Now see this case 1. Yes, case 1, right? Yes. Defining a variable, right? It's defining a variable. X value is 10. Print x equal to 10. Print x. ID of x. Print type of x. Print x, address of x, type of x. Yes. Save it. Go to this Python folder, Python 7 p.m. Okay. Into 1.py, into 1.py, right? Run module, right? Yes. Print x 10. Address of x. Print x 10. Type of x, right? Type of x is integer, right?
Yes.
The content, print x means printing the content. Address of x, where exactly it is stored, right? And the class int type. Type is what type? Int type. Yes. This is case 1. Yes. Now observe this case 2. I'll copy this same. Case 2. Defining two different variables. Defining two different variables. See here, x is 10 and y is 20. Two different variables, x and y, right? X is 10, y is 20. Defining two different variables with the two different values. Defining two different variables with the two different values. Then two different objects. Two different variables with two different values, then two different objects gets created. Two different with two different values, then two different objects gets created with it. Defining two, okay, with then two different objects with two different address. X is 10, y is 20. Print x, address of x, type of x, right? Just observe this, print y, address of y and type of y. Print y, address of y and type of y, right? Yes. Into 2 dot py, right? Yes, run module. Then addresses and this 20 and its type. So observe here, address of x and y, their contents are different, their addresses are different. But observe this case 3. Observe this case 3, right? Yes. File, new file. Case 3. Defining two different variables with same values. Two different variables with same values. X is 10, y is 10. X is 10, y is 10. Then only one object gets created. And its address is returned to, and this address is returned to both the variables. And its address is returned to both the variables. X is 10, y is 10. Everyone try to answer. Address of x and address of y, is it same or different?
Same, sir.
It should be same, right? It must be same. Run module, right? It's 10. Its address 10 and its address. So addresses are same. Their contents are same. Their addresses are same. Their types are also same.
Sir, what if y having a value 10.0 in a float?
Yes, everyone try to answer. If 10 is, if I make 10.0, what will be the type of y? Everyone.
Float.
Type of x
Int.
means one integer object, one float object created, means two objects created, means two addresses, right?
Yeah.
So the address will be different. So 10 and 10.0 are not same, two different objects. Here float object, integer object, the addresses are different. But if x is 10, y is 10, only one object, only one address.
Sir, it means the address is going to be dedicated at the basis of value, right?
Based on value only, you see the address. If values are same, only one. If different values, different objects, different addresses.
Okay, sir, got it.
Case 4 only. Case 4 is what? X is 10 and x is 20. Yes. Case 4, right? Defining two variables with same name. Two variables with same name, right? Two variables with same name, but with different values. Defining two variables with same name, but with different values, then
It will print 20.
two objects created. And the previous object gets removed. Okay, now print x means returns 20. Address of x, this 20 address, type of x, this. Understood all these four cases, everyone? Okay. Coming to this data types. Two types.
So run that code, sir. Case 4. Just a minute.
Prints this 20 only. Address of this 20 and type of
Okay.
print x 20, its address and its type. So here data types, two types. Fundamental data types. Collection data types. Fundamental data types means object holding single value. What is that? Object holding single value. Collection data type means object holding multiple values or group of values. Object holding multiple values. Okay, object holding single value example, right? X equal to 10, one object created with value 10 with some address. The address is given to X. So here object holding single value. Object holding multiple values or group of values means list of values 10, 20, 30, 40. For this One object,
Array collection.
one object is created. Within that object, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 1040. That address is given to X. Means here object holding group of values, object holding multiple values. Group of values. Okay. So fundamental data types mainly are of 5 types. Integer, float,
Double.
Boolean, string, complex. So int means like the age 25. Float means something in the form of, for example, height 6.3. Boolean, which
True or
is either true or false. Python is case sensitive. T should be in uppercase, F should be in uppercase. String means sequence collection of characters. Sequence collection of characters. We have got lot of discussion on string. String indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, string special characters, right? Complex numbers means x plus iy, real and imaginary. But in Python, instead of I, we need to say j, right? It is represented by j. I'll discuss it, but collection data types, 4 types. List,
Set. Tuple. Dictionary.
dictionary, right? List, tuple, set, and
Dictionary.
list represented by using square bracket, tuple by using normal braces, set by using curly braces, dictionary by using key and value, right? So here list of values 10, 20, 30. By seeing the braces only, you should identify in Python, right? What kind of collection it is. And in the case of dictionary, key value means name, Ajay, age, 25. This is key, this is value, this is key, and this is value, right? Key value representations. We have got, okay, lot of discussions, right? Yes. So mainly we have got these things, right? So mainly, but all this range frozen set will be discussing separately, right? Range of values.
Yeah.
Range of values means they will be coming as integer type only. Range type means range of 10 means generates values from 0 to 9. What are they? Integers. Range of 50 means 0 to 49. Range of value. Range of 100 means 0 to 99, right? That I'll discuss separately, right? Okay, so these are fundamental and collection types. So more discussion on this we'll be discussing tomorrow, right? So any queries as part of today's session, right? Defining variables in Python, how to store them. 4 cases I discussed and showed them practically, right? Tomorrow more discussion on this, mostly on strings, right? Yes. So tomorrow you can attend the session same time at 7 o'clock using the same link. But from day after tomorrow, the link will be changing, right? So you need to get enrolled to get that link, right? That link will be forwarded to your mail IDs. And don't forget, yes.
So, so when the official lectures are going to be started?
Tomorrow strings I will be continuing, right? Then see here, the data types from today, like data types carry, right? It goes on. The sessions will go on, right?
Hello, sir. Vijay,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
When they will start that Selenium and automation that Python?
So the numbers, front office numbers are given in the chat panel, right? You can just call them, right? They will intimate you.
Yeah, already I called them. One of my friend and he to join. So they said no plan.
Okay, just be in contact with them. So in the chart panel, they you can see like course content and total full stack, Python, Django and UI totally. That
Yeah.
course content and videos, the yesterday's previous videos and that, right? Everything available in that. For only
Yeah.
Python, it is 5,000. Nearly we'll be spending 70 to 75 hours, like nearly 2 months to 2.5 months. And for Python and the total full stack, right? This like takes 4 months, right? Fine. So every day, every session is video recorded. You'll be getting the recorded videos, as class notes, soft copy of it, and assignments and tasks. Right?
So
So the-
what's the last day to make a payment?
Tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I'm not getting means you're not answered, sir. That Selenium. Python.
Selenium, Selenium with Python,
Yeah,
they need to schedule, right?
yeah,
The DURGASOFT need to schedule. There is no schedule as of now, right?
yes, sir.
You be in contact, right? Whenever
Sorry?
you should be in contact with this office team, right? Central
Yes,
office.
yes, yes.
They will intimate whenever it is scheduled.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Fine, okay. So I'm stopping for now. We'll continue tomorrow. Also, you can attend the session same time using the same link, but from day after tomorrow, the link will be changing. Right? Okay, fine.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So I want more interaction, right? These are live interactive sessions. So you need to respond whether your answers are correct or wrong, right? Fine.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.